I'm going to ask you, what are micro influencers doing wrong in the creator economy, and even when it comes to your marketplace, that's actually hurting them from making a bag and really taking advantage of this micro influencer space? Because we went over a report that, yes, there's so many different streams of this creator economy, but still one of the major source of income is still brand deals, sponsorships, and UGCs. So what are they doing wrong, Jordyn? What are they doing wrong?
I would say what I'm seeing is going wrong, or what I could see be more improved on our side of the influencers that we're working with, is really, I think people are really chasing the bag. They want the bag so bad. So if a brand reaches out, they might have, a few different beauty brands reaching out, and they want to work with them all because they're all cutting checks, right? Mm-hmm. And that's cool, but your audience sees that you're not true to that brand, right? You're talking about, this skincare brand that you're using this week, and then the next week you're talking about another one. So I think it's really about consistency and really I think that brand loyalty on the influencer side is going to pay off into their supporters being loyal to them, because they see it's real, it's authentic. They really rock with this brand. I think especially on the younger, or I guess the earlier stage, is really about, authenticity, right? People want to connect with you. And if you are able to showcase like your journey, like, hey, like I'm struggling with acne right now, and this one company that I've been using for months before they were cutting me a check, like, this is really where it's at. This is really my true skin journey. So I think really just staying true and just really not kind of brand hopping and kind of chasing a bag. Of course, I know that's important, but your audience can see right through that. Your audience knows, all right, she was just talking about another brand this week. Which one really is working? Which one does she really use, right? So I just think just being, having that brand loyalty to the brands that you already support, and really trying to secure those deals versus, these huge brands that you're not even really using. So I think that's one of the biggest things. It's just like consistency and loyalty, for sure.
I got a quick follow up. Has there any, like, based off how long you've been doing the marketplace or just in this space, is there any influencer story? I'm not gonna say drop the name of the influencer or anything like that, that you were like, hey, yo, we gotta ban this person. They're gonna make us look bad. You feel me? Like, this is not what we trying to represent. They doing everything crazy. Like, do you have a story of that? Or you're like, no, I have great influencers. They're all great and they're amazing.
We are definitely, we've experienced those bad things. I mean, there's people who signed up for our influencer program. And it's not a bad thing, but it's not necessarily what our brand represents, or even what other brands on our marketplace represents. But girl, she has an OnlyFans, and she just doing her thing, just like wilding on like her page. And like, that's good for brands that, represent that. It might be a lingerie brand or like sex toys and stuff. Like, that's cool, but that's not necessarily what we have on the platform.
Not over here.
Especially as we're building our brand, I think we do have to be very particular about that. So that's one. I don't think we banned her. I just don't think we gave her like a
have further conversations.
Yeah, like I don't even remember what happened with that, because she was actually part of our lookbook before we launched the marketplace. And then there was somebody else that came to mind when you asked that. I forgot it, but I think that's the main thing. Like, really just kind of just not fitting the brand right now. And just not something that I think Forefront represents in this point in time of like, understand like different brands, different folks, people have their own audiences. And there are some, adult entertainment brands that are looking for influencers. So she'll be able to that. But I would say, of course, just being a startup and
that pay a lot of money. I don't know that. Don't y'all look at me and be like, Nikki, how you know this? I just, if you look how much that industry makes, it's a lot. Okay. So if that's your vibe, go ahead. I'm saying.
Yeah. There's another one that I was thinking about. I cannot think of it right now, but I got it. So there have been some, like with our lookbook. So we had a lookbook that we launched back in September, which was kind of like our alpha, I guess you could say, before we started our marketplace. But that was really a place where we matched brands and influencers from our lookbook. And there were some influencers who just were getting products and just didn't feel like they needed to post the products. And, you know, hey, this is a free product. Like, no, that's not what this was. So that was something, that was a mistake on our end, because of course we were early stage. We were not thinking, not that we weren't thinking about it, but we were very limited on the things that we could control with that, because lookbook, very minimum, right? So we weren't able to really see what brands were connecting with the influencers. It was kind of like a on their own type of thing. So, you know, that's something that we have improved now, where we have agreements and, you know, contracts where the influencer is signing. If this brand is sending me this product, I'm agreeing to the things that are, you know, listed in this contract. So I definitely understand that, because a lot of emerging brands, like I said, they don't have just free products that they can just ship out and not get a return or not get a product or a post. So that's something that we're very intentional about now, because we want to make sure the brands are getting what they're promised.